morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are back. Hope you guys are having a great morning. It is Tuesday, and we are on our way to work. I'm in denial about going to work because there's just a lot of mental stress going on. But last night I did something super amazing with my kids that I was like, golly, Rashawn, you are such a genius. Last night, let me back up. Saturday night on my business phone, I was able to FaceTime or video duo chat with two of my kids and my daycare babies. And they sometimes call me mom. And their mom is like, well, you are their second mom. I'm okay with that. So we're talking, and I'm just like, man, I wish all the kids could see each other. I already have a GoToMeeting account with my business as a trainer and all that. So I was like, well, use your resources. Good morning, everyone. Use your resources to facilitate that. These last several weeks has been focusing on the daycare and getting monies, and that's why I've been MIA. Anywho, so we started the call, and I was so nervous. It was Sunday. I was like, well, let me send a message to the parents in Brightwheel. And let me send a message to the parents in Brightwheel to see if they would be interested in this call. As a childcare genius, I don't ever know if my ideas is going to match, if everyone's going to like them. And so I think outside the box on a lot of things. And I wasn't sure how it was going to take it. I texted my team first, and I was like, hey, what do y'all think? I'm like, oh, we love that. That is such a good idea. I was like, okay. So then I messaged the parents, and they're like, yes, we would love that. Their friends are missing each other. They can't wait to see each other again. And I'm like, okay, so I've got to do this. Good morning, Darius. I'm like, okay, I got to do this. I got to do this. So I sent the message to the parents in Brightwheel, because that's the system that we use. And the parents were instantly like, yes, this is awesome. We would love to do this. And I was like, okay, it's not a bad idea. So I sent them out. They sent me their information. I sent them the credentials for this call. And we got on last night at 7 o'clock Central. And one of the things that I love is my kids love music. And we listen to all the the music and all that, but they like Frozen 2 Into the Unknown. Like, we've heard that song so many times, I could probably sing it backwards. They like Sunflower by Post Malone. We can sing that backwards. They love to dance, they love music. And I come from a music family, so there was no way in the world I was going to stifle that. And so we played music to start it off, and the kids were like, Miss Rashawn, where are you? I can't see you. They were trying to do their webcam. Now, mind you, I'm dealing with, this is 3 and 4 year olds, okay? 3 and 4 year olds that I'm having this video conference call with. And for some of them, their parents were there. For some of them, their parents turned it on and they left so they can handle their own little business. And just to see the excitement, because majority of my kids are non-essential workers. Their parents are non-essential. And so it was hard and a challenge for tuition to go, for tuition, which everyone that's in this industry, this profession, we're all feeling the brunt of money's not coming in. Our centers, all centers, majority of them, live and thrive off of tuition. If you're lucky enough to function strictly on subsidy, then you're amazing. But that's not everyone's story. Our center is in a pretty good side of town, and so all of our parents are private pay. So we thrive on private pay. So explaining to parents that even though your child has not been here, they are still being charged, that's a whole nother thing. So anyway, hey sissy. So when we did this call, I wasn't sure how the kids were going to respond. So the first comment I heard was, Miss Rashawn, where are you? I can't see you. And I'm like, I'm right here. You have to turn on your camera. So while I'm talking, getting them going and prepping them for this 20-minute circle time we're getting ready to do, I had one kid say, Miss Rashawn, how did you get in there? These are 3 and 4-year-olds. How did you get in there? And I'm like, how did you get in there? So number one, I wanted to keep the socialization going because they don't see their friends. They haven't seen their friends in over a month. And thank God, a lot of them, we do our shows. We do our little mini concerts for them on Facebook, for those that are at home. But I wanted them to see each other. They miss their friends, and I get why we got to do the essential, non-essential, but that's not, my heart is not in that. I could care less about that part to an extent, because now we've got children who don't see their friends. They're at home all the time with their parents. And so where's the socialization? Where is that, hey, I want to be with my friends, or, my friends. And so I'm like, okay, this is something that I need to do. This is something that we need to do every week, so that way their friends can see each other. And they were so excited, and they started, oh, look, there's so-and-so, there's so-and-so, look, there's so-and-so. And they remembered their friends. They remembered who they were. And it may sound small to some, but I'm dealing with 3 and 4-year-olds, and their attention span sometimes is not the best. And my group loved music, and they love their friends. And I was so appreciative of the fact that they remembered their friends. They were excited to be online with their friends. And we even had some that were like, hey, why is everybody at so-and-so's house? And we're like, we're not at so-and-so's house. Everybody's at their home. And so we played Baby Shark. That's a song that we wore that out. Oh, good, we're having pizza on Friday with one of the kids. They wore it out, Baby Shark, and then we played Into the Unknown, the Panic at the Disco version, because that's the version they love. And they remembered, and they were dancing and singing as if we were back at school. And I think as a whole, and I have been quiet and MIA, and I've been seeing everyone's posts, but let's not forget about those kids who are at home. We focus on the essential workers and how important they are, and we want you, and yes, we want you, we're open. But what about those kids who can't come? What about those kids who have to be at home with mom and dad because that's where it's safe? And they're crying, I want to go to school. Why can't I go to school? Why can't I see my friends? And I'm like, baby, you can't come right now. It's not safe right now. But would you like to come back on and talk with me again and your friends? All of the kids said yes. They wanted to come back on. They wanted to do the video chat again, and the parents were appreciative. And I was able to record it and send it out to moms and dads as a memory keepsake. For 20 years down the line, when quarantine is not a thing that we think, I don't know, they have a memory of, I was online with my friends, and I got to see my friends. And that's my whole thing. Let's not forget about those kids who are at home. We focus on essential workers, and we want to provide care. We want to keep those numbers going. We want to keep that business flowing. We want to keep those monies coming in and provide the service and the care. But let's not forget about those kids who are at home. They have to be at home. And for 3 and 4-year-olds to explain why they can't go, for them to understand rather why they can't go to school is hard. And so I have to let them, they're like, Mr. Shawn, why can't I come to school? And it just breaks my heart because they don't understand. And I have to let them know, because it's safer for you at home than it is here. And trying not to bust their bubble about wanting to go to school and wanting to learn, but letting them know, but hey, you can call me anytime. You can video chat. We can come on here every Monday and talk about what's going on. The kids are spelling their name. The kids are adding and all, because the majority of the kids, their parents are teachers. So they're already probably doing trigonometry by now. But let's not forget about those non-essential workers, their children that are at home, that their kids, they miss their friends. They miss being in daycare. They miss being in school. They miss seeing their teachers. They miss seeing their, let's not forget about them. I get everything that's going on and all the protective measures, because God knows Our emails have been blowing up just as much as y'all's have been about what we need to do and not do and this and that, and this inspector says something different and CDC says this and it's suggested and it's just been exhausting. But in the back of my mind, I can't forget about those other children who, they talk about school, they talk about the friends. I had parents say, yeah, she talks about her friends all the time and she misses them, and she was crying this morning, and it broke my heart. It broke my heart because you still want to keep that bond going, and you do what you can. I've seen teachers do drive-by parades and stuff for their kids. Why can't we do the same thing? I mean, granted, it's kind of hard because they might not all live in the same area, but to let those daycare kids know who are non-essential, hey, you are essential to me. You are something special to me, and I miss you, and we'll be here when you get back. And I let them know I will be right here when you get back, because I want that stability. Their world that they knew is not current right now, and so at that age, stability is important. And y'all, we were all the friendly faces of those children every day, 8+ hours a day. And now that face is gone. And so even though they're with their parents and they're safe, let those kids see you too. Let those kids see and know that, hey, I miss you too. It's not this, and I'll let them know it is not the same without y'all. It's quieter. I can't stand the noise. Half my work is already done in the first half of the morning, and I'm like, now what am I supposed to do? So, let those kids know that they mean something to you and you miss them. Point blank simple. And we don't know when this will end, but at least we can do is let those kids know we love them and miss them. I know I do. And so I did my best to show that. And so at the end of the conference call, I asked them, I said, do y'all want to do this again? And they were like, yeah, we want to do this again. And these are 3 and 4-year-olds now. And I said, okay, we will be back next Monday and we will do it again. I may have started something, that's fine. Will I miss the first 20 minutes of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta? Probably so. But at the end of the day, I want our kids to know that their teachers love them. And unfortunately, my staff weren't on last night for whatever reason, but I have the replay to send them, and it may spark some fire in them to get involved more. They were invited, so it's cool. But anyway, guys, I hope you have a productive Tuesday. We will be back tomorrow night for Rice Tips Live. We'll be back, rather, should we say. A lot to talk about. Lots and lots to talk about. Anyway, I love you. Peace be unto you, and stay out of trouble.